Well, honestly, you got two different fighters, two different styles. So therefore, in my opinion, this first fight with Reese, given the little time that I think she showed little sparks about what she actually can do as far as moving and boxing, and I think that's what the sport is all about. You know, when she was moving, when she was boxing, she was using the jab. In my opinion, she was doing a really good job. You know, so I think when she got caught, when she tried to trade with her, when she got caught, the knockdown, I don't think it took away any of the previous rounds that Cecilia was winning. You know, so therefore, I think with Claressa, that's a different animal. You can't even compare these two fighters in the same category because, you know, you got a two-time gold medalist against someone who don't have a gold medalist. Like at the same time, I'm not trying to take another away from Reese because she got a really, really good championship spirit and a championship heart. But I just think those are two different level fighters. And we would definitely, Cecilia would definitely have to bring nothing less than her A game every single second of every round to beat Claressa.
Cecilia, do you train with Lucia Richard for the most part for this fight? Have you talked to her already about this win? If so, did you say anything about it?
No, I'm just coming out from the the water. Yeah. So paperwork and over. No, I haven't got that far.
And second question is like, well, you're from Colombia. Have you ever think about bringing this whole boxing talent to show over there in South America and create a stand?
I would love to do that. I want to fight everywhere, anywhere, on the biggest arena, on the biggest TV channels. I just want to box. I love this and new challenges and just really see how far it can take me and how good I can be in the ring and you know what, I just have to see what opportunity is coming up, but for me, there's anything is possible.
Dan?
Cecilia, congratulations for that year.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you could just explain what happened in the terms of your training situation, where Lucia was with you in camp with you all during the week, and now Jonathan obviously was in your corner for the fight.
Well, you know, me and Jonathan has worked together for a long time, and the first weeks he couldn't be here, unfortunately, because he was in Europe. So so Lucia was so wonderful, kind that she stepped in, but at the fight night, my gut feeling was that I needed somebody who knew me and could take me, you know, if anything should happen, so it could be there and just and somebody who knew me, you know, and I think it was the right decision, and I think I always listen to my gut feeling, and as a fighter, as you know, you are up in the ring, you know, it's your health, it's you are alone there, you know, you have to trust yourself, you have to trust your gut feeling, and my gut feeling this time was that I needed to have Jonathan with me fight night.
So just quickly then, how was Lucia's reaction to that, and Jonathan, what did you think when you got the call?
No, Lucia is absolutely fine with that. She is an amazing person, so she understood the whole situation, and she stepped in a very short time for a couple of weeks, and so she's been a fighter herself. She knows this game.
I can't say I was knocked off my feet then, because I mean, me and Cecilia, it's not like we lost contact. She was talking to me, and she was telling me, maybe it's more so a week ago when I was still I believe I was in Germany, she said, this feels so weird. I don't know how I'm gonna feel if I don't have you in the corner. And she was saying that, and I'm like, okay, maybe she will request it, maybe not. I didn't know. And when I got a call saying that definitely, I want you to, like, look, whatever you got to do, if you're not busy, I need you, I would like you in the corner. I said, of course. Because it's not like we didn't have no camaraderie before. I mean, we had a good thing going, and we still have it going. So, and I think in sports, the hardest thing to find is that one to take another one to the next level.
You just got on a plane like last night?
No, but this morning.
This morning?
And like this morning. So, but you know, like, but when I guess when duty calls, you know, that's what it's all about.
You know what? He came. I needed him, and he came, and that's the only thing that matters.
David?
Cecilia, there's another welterweight that's undefeated in the last 11 years.
Yes.
Layla McCarter. She's
Yes.
still in consideration.
Yes, and we are doing doing talks with her, and we have been for a long time, and I hope we can figure something out for sure.
What's been the holdup so far?
You know what? I don't like to do this public, you know, on Twitter, on Facebook. I don't do that. This happens in my book, it happens the right way between manager and promoters, and you know the deal. And I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything about it.
I can say, David, there were pretty high financial expectations on Layla McCarter's side, and it didn't quite fit into even the HBO budget. Couldn't meet those expectations, even the pay-per-view. So, look, you know, she was the mandatory. She took a fight in Mexico, which, as a mandatory, you're not allowed to do that. So, you know, if something like that, as Cecilia said, if something like that presents itself, and you know, if the financial expectations are something that's realistic for what works, you know, certainly that's something to consider. But that's a pretty direct answer to why that fight hasn't happened yet.
Now, what do you think Emmanuel's story would have said tonight?
What do you mean? In what way?
About the corner work, the fight.
Well, you know what? Honestly, this is from my heart. I feel I try to do everything I can not to enter a gym, enter a ring, or enter a corner of an arena without having him with me. So, I mean, that's why what I do is coming straight from my heart. So therefore, that's why when she called, I came, because you know it's coming from the heart. So therefore, I really believe that what I said. I mean, obviously I'm sure he to me he's the GOAT. So he put it in much better ways, but I feel he would have been happy with the things I said.
Next question.
Tom, in developing Cecilia now here in America, and if the rematch with Canelo is done in September or even May of next year, can we expect her to be on the undercard?
Well, she was supposed to be on the first time with Triple G and Canelo, so I don't see why she wouldn't be. If the rematch happens, I don't see why she wouldn't be on that. She brings a whole different level to the promotion. We saw that Cecilia generated her own articles, LA Times articles, ESPN, Yahoo. I mean, people were writing about her as a big addition to the show. She was generating her own publicity, and that's exactly what you want for a pay-per-view show. So, you know, now with her debut out of the way here on HBO, I don't see why she couldn't be on that show, as she's definitely a huge asset to any show.
Speaking of publicity, Cris Cyborg was in the crowd wearing a T-shirt that said Cyborg versus Cecilia, or Cyborg versus Braekhus. Is that something that you're seriously entertaining? Is it something, Tom, you'd be interested in coordinating?
See now, Jandra, now you're hitting on a fight where the financial expectations actually can generate some interest. And Cecilia will tell you that she's been in contact with Cyborg, and before Cyborg had her last fight, Cecilia came out and spent some time with her, and I think they have a mutual respect for each other. Cyborg respects Cecilia's boxing skills, and certainly Cecilia respects Cyborg as a fighter. She came, I think, to generate some publicity for that fight, and they have a mutual respect. If there's a way to try to make that work, I know in Norway that would be a huge fight, and Cyborg, with what she's doing in the octagon and UFC, just would definitely complement where Cecilia's at in her career, and Cecilia can answer from her side as well.
Yeah, that is one option. Absolutely, she was doing amazing. I was very surprised. I saw her fight against Holly Holm, the former #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world, and she was really giving her her competition on the striking game. And yes, that kind of tickled me for a fight against Cyborg. And I know she's very interested in that. She's texting me and writing me, and she really wants to do this. And if we can get it done, sure, it would be. I think it would be a spectacular thing to do, you know. And I think she's actually a better striker than McGregor, you know. So I think that would be a much more competitive fight than Mayweather McGregor also.
All right, we're going to wrap up. Cecilia's been here enough. We're going to wrap up, and then Triple G will be here shortly. Thank you. Small token of your boxing accomplishments.
Cecilia, congratulations. You're the first lady of boxing, in my opinion, and now you're the first lady to be on HBO. And I'm so glad that you had the opportunity. You've opened the door to many, many great fights.
I hope so.
Oh, it couldn't have been scripted better for ladies boxing. So, in keeping with the IBO tradition, you're following Vladimir, Triple G, Lennox Lewis, Roy Jones Jr., that we are presenting you with our Diamond Championship ring. This is the icing.
Thank you. And you're all answer, Diamond.
This is the icing on the cake. With the ice.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
A little bonus for tonight. Great.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Again, bye-bye. It's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else